Moi, tässä on Jürgen Turbojugend Jyrksetistä ja sinä kuuntelet Turbojugend radiota. Kippis.
I'm deeply honored to the point that I changed the way I wear my hair today, and I thought I would be wearing the same hairstyle as my co-host of this show, Chris Crusoe from Turbojugend Opladen. I used gel and I put it all the way back, only to find out that he has a hippie haircut right now and wears his head like a
princess.
Like a wrestler. Like a US wrestler. Almost like a princess.
I prefer like a princess.
You're my princess. So Chris Crusoe on board this time. Bengal is back at home doing family business. Rightfully so. He earned that.
Of course.
So I'm humbled to have a very, very, very good brother of Turbojugend for all those years on my side to co-host this episode of Turbojugend Radio.
I'm glad for the invitation. Thank you.
Of course, you're a good boy.
And also thank you for the beer and the food.
Yes. Actually, we've just tried today an assortment of German regional beers, which we've enjoyed.
Yeah, doing pretty well with that.
Only to come to the conclusion that Austria is definitely not the best beer in Germany. There are better ones out there.
I guess I stated that before. There's only two quality criteria that concerning to beer. The first is it's got to be cold. It's got to be a lot.
Okay, that helps. So drink cold and a lot distinguishes from the taste, right? But we had some Bavarian beers. We had some Czech. I had some Czech beers, and we had some regional.
All very nice.
Yes, all very nice beers. So here we are in the Chapesta's Denim Cave, outside of the Denim Cave.
The Denim Plateau.
The Denim Plateau, as we might call it, to host this month's episode of Turbojugend Radio. And we are pretty proud to present the hip priests this time. We got the chance to talk to the hip priests about their being as a Turbojugend band in the Turbojugend universe. Basically, they played at the Welt Turbojugend in Hamburg, but yes, they seem to be one of those bands supporting or in the universe of Turbo Negro somehow. Some like Peter Pan, Speed Rock, Turbo SCs, hip priests.
Yeah, they're associated bands and bands that have members who are in the Jugend. Not maybe the complete band, and they played twice the Jugendtage already, didn't they?
Yes, so it was definitely not their first time.
Yeah.
But it can be a burden, and it can be nice, but at the same point, it can be a burden.
But it's all family.
It's all family, as we are. So we get the chance to talk to the hip priests about that phenomena, being a band in the Turbojugend universe. I've been in Hamburg and I saw them and they played an awesome show.
I've seen half of the set, but I must confess I was still so blown away by
Honingbarner. The Honingbarner effect.
It's like you kind of get deaf afterwards. You need some time to recover from that to get your ears free for another band.
Yes, it might sound ridiculous, but this Honingbarner experience is.
Can't you tell something about the energy?
Yes, the energy was great. Plus, it blew us away, right?
Still, we're talking about the hip priests, and I enjoyed their show pretty much as well.
Yes, it was a good show, and they gave it all, and they really kicked our asses.
Definitely.
And it was a really good event, and also a nice interview. And so after that, we'll be chit-chatting along, the two of us, Chris Crusoe and me, Chapesta. And after that, we'll be hearing from... we have an MVP segment because we left the MVP out on the last podcast. This time we'll have one, and we'll be talking to some really, really great dudes from Turbojugend Kopenhagen. Yes, and after that, Bengal, who is back home.
Sir Bengal,
who is back home serving his family and his wife. Rightfully so.
We're expecting photos of that.
Yes, yeah, he sent me some, but I'm not sure if he wants to share them.
What do you mean by serving?
serving in the most conservative way. I would say not even sexually. Yeah.
Just wearing the daily latex on his knees.
Yes, that's what he likes, and I know him, Bengal. And as you listen to it, yes, we know that you like that.
And we're wearing the latex as well, right now.
Yes, you like the latex, and we're behind you in the
literally
in all those senses. So, for all you listeners out there,
get behind yourself.
Get behind yourself and maybe your friend. Open up your pants. Let him enjoy your wiener, and enjoy the September episode.
Here we go.
Of Turbojugend
Radio.
Turbojugend update.
So Hamburg again, it's the Friday, and Turbojugend Radio meets the Babylon Boys. It's a Turbojugend from the UK.
That's right, yeah.
But otherwise known as the Hip Priests, who are going to be playing tomorrow on Saturday at the Grünspan. And I was talking to them beforehand, and I just figured and raised the question, what is it an advantage or a disadvantage of being a band surrounding Turbonegro and also playing on the same weekend as Turbonegro, but the day after Turbonegro plays? So I got the two boys sitting with me, and as I heard, you got a new album out as well, which you will be playing tomorrow.
Playing a load of tomorrow. It's fucking amazing. So it's out on the 11th of August. Next Monday, but we've got copies here.
Oh yeah, so that's going to be on Self-Destructor as well, right?
That's right, yeah. Well, there's a few labels doing it, but via Self-Destructor as well, yeah.
Okay, so going back to the Turbonegro question, what was your first contact with the band, and when was that, and how do you regard yourself in connection with Turbonegro and the whole universe around the band?
Well, we've been fans of the band for years and years, and first time we actually met them, we played an after-show party in Manchester when they did the tour with Marilyn Manson, and we're playing our set, and I think it was Hank came down, didn't he?
Hank came down, and then Tom kind of came down afterwards, didn't he?
Yeah, because Hank was watching us play and really loved us, and actually texted Tom and said, get down and see this fucking band, like you need to come and see them. So Tom came down as well, and then after the set we met them both, and they're both really into what we were doing.
Well, the amusing thing was, Tom said to me, I recognise a few of those riffs, and I said, well, they're not fucking yours anyway. You've already stolen them, mate.
Okay.
So I think that's fair enough, really. I'm not sure whether I had them from Turbo, which I don't think I did, but I think, I've got some Dictators records and Ramones records as well. So I think it all works out the same. Hello, mate.
Bengal is coming, right? So would you say that you're meeting the band for the first time, they were into you, and how did they approach you, and did they get you on to support them just from the get-go?
Unfortunately not. They did say at the time that they were sick of having really bad support bands that the promoters were forcing on each bill. And at the time they said they were sick of that, and they didn't want any support bands unless they could choose their bands. And they did say at the time they would sort us out with some gigs, but so far it's not happened,
yeah, I talked
unfortunately.
To Tom a fair bit online, and he'll always say, next tour we'll do it, and then I think they're a bit scared actually.
So this on this Turbojugend, you come awfully close because you're not supporting the band, but you're headlining this Saturday anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool because I mean we played Jugendtag 5, then we played last year, and we're playing again this year, which is pretty amazing, really.
Yeah, nice to be back again.
I mean, we're the only band apart from Turbo, I think, who've played fucking 3 times, let alone once or twice. So, and it's good. And like you say, part of that is because somehow, through the association, so many Turbo fans and friends of ours have got kind of so into us. It's worked out really well. It's good. Yeah.
So, would you consider yourself? Are you a Turbojugend band?
No.
Like a band for in that whole universe, or or is your following partly or mostly of Jugend, or are you like no? You have a totally different following.
It's probably a small part of our following, to be fair. We don't, when we play in England, we don't get that many Turbojugend coming to see us.
When
really,
there's UK Turbojugend parties, we'll play them, and because of our own Turbojugend since 2003, we put on parties in the UK. But primarily we're just our own band, really.
Yeah. I mean, we don't do like some of the Turbojugend bands. play in their jackets all the time. Well, we don't do that. We've got our own identity, you know.
Yeah.
We wear what we wear, and we're, like I say, we're big fans of Turbo Negro, but we're not a Turbojugend band as such, I wouldn't say.
Do you think that helps if you're like in the Turbojugend universe? Is that helping making you a bigger band? Do you think that happened?
In some way, it's opened up us up to a lot of other people. In some ways, when Self Destructo first asked to distribute our stuff through their worldwide store, I think that opened us up to a lot of people, maybe who wouldn't have stumbled across us, you know.
And it's amazing the number of Turbojugend people have got into it. You know, because I think most people's cookies are empty without a Hip Priest patch nowadays, really, which is nice. And it's great getting here this year, and like we get here, and the number of people that have already got Priest's t-shirts on.
Yeah.
I've seen more Priest t-shirts than Turbo t-shirts, so that's all right by me.
How do you deal with it, like Turbojugend audience who can be really wild at times, and because I mean we have a little band, we have a little band, and we play once a year, and we all the time we get like naked people on stage. What was your strangest experience with the Turbojugend?
We went to the States last year. We played in Baltimore, which was a pretty raging show, and there was fucking beer flying everywhere, people all over the stage, and Nathan was the guys in the Jugend
off the gig, almost cut his fucking head off on the ceiling fan.
It was like the aircon fan that was spinning around in the ceiling.
Oh god!
They were lifting him up, and the people were like, "Fucking no, you're gonna like, nearly fucking decapitated him."
So he was bloody from the ventilator.
Pretty much, yeah. So it was good.
But I guess that's
it was
punk
enjoyable.
rock.
Yeah, totally.
That's what you call punk rock.
Yeah, I mean we're a punk rock band. Whether Turbojugend are going crazy or whether it's people that aren't Turbojugend going crazy, there's always people going crazy at gigs.
Going crazy, really, yeah.
So what are you're saying that there is a positive effect of being on the same record label as Turbo Negro and with the Jugend you have like some sort of a multiplier effect.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
That cannot be bad.
And we have seen it kind of build over the past few years, which is cool. So we haven't really gone out that much to play on it that much, really. It's just been kind of quite natural, really. There's been lots, because we've done it, and friends of ours, and just through word of mouth, because that's what we like to think about the Turbojugend, which is always the thing. That it's people that are into you like to think decent fucking music, so it kind of spreads, and it's nice that we've had that association, but you don't want to kind of live on it.
No.
Yeah. Because then you lose somehow your identity if you're just a following band.
Exactly. We've totally got our own identity. So.
When you were mentioning the riffs that are sort of sometimes similar to which happens. We've listened to all the old Turbo Negro albums, and we've also come across riffs that we supposedly know from other bands. Yeah. You were mentioning the Dictators and the Ramones, and do you think would you consider the music that you play death punk?
No.
Or I've always liked to raise the question: what is death punk? Have you ever thought about that? What makes death punk?
Death punk is Turbo Negro. That's that's their thing. That's what they do. And I think it's a bit probably lame to try and label yourself as death punk because they've perfected that. That's what
They're more kind of MILF spunk.
Yeah. What would you say? How would you describe your music? The music you're doing?
It's just fucking punk rock and roll, isn't it?
Amazingly good punk rock and roll. So many people can't really do it, and it's fucking easy, really, when you know how.
Would you reveal that, like, but Bengal is like just sitting next to us and really getting big eyes because he wants to really he wants to play good punk rock music.
I would like,
yeah.
But it's over. The time is over.
No, it's never too late. But what would you recommend for the audience and listeners to if they want to start up a band and make good punk rock?
I listen to Raw Power by Iggy and the Stooges every day. Because otherwise I can't get up and breathe. So I'd recommend that as the best starting point, really.
Okay, and then everything else happens
naturally. It's like it's the Bible, isn't it? Really, cut me in half and it says Raw Power.
Right.
Like a stick of rocks.
Yeah, so you heard it, folks. Turn it on and live and get it on. And
do we have like a guitar hero?
I've got a guitar hero. It's him.
Yeah, that's nice. But for him yourself,
Me personally, Strings from the Helicopters.
Okay.
He's, kind of the guy that I would kind of aspire to be able to play like. I can't, but he's kind of
You're
the guy.
fucking loads better.
He's the kind of guy that I kind of watched him a lot of times. Thought fucking, so effortlessly fucking good.
Yeah.
And he's just totally himself. So.
How many years are you playing?
1.
I was
6 months.
I was a bass player originally, and I played bass in punk rock bands, and then I basically heard Super Chic to the max.
Only decent.
Put my bass down and thought I want to play guitar in a band like that.
Because usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, but so.
Well, you're not good enough, and you get the bass.
Well, that's your faith.
And I'm a bass player who wants to play guitar.
And that's your faith. You're still playing the guitar, but seem to be demoted to the bass player.
But I'm not
demoted. It's the fucking best job.
No. For me, honestly, I think that the bass player is a serious. I heard of a person.
But they're always most handsome as well.
Yeah, and you don't hear it. Maybe it's not really going out of the music, the bass. But if it's not there, you hear it. So it's a very, very essential part of the music.
The thing is, because I played bass for so many years, I kind of play guitar in a bass player's way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the rhythm, and I play to the drums, and like a bass player would.
Yeah.
If you can't, it's a bit boring, isn't it?
So, going back to the band and the faith of, like, not the faith, but being in the Turbojugend universe has definitely some advantages.
Yeah.
Also some disadvantages. Will people reduce you to like a second row band if you're in that Turbo universe, and if you're position yourself too strongly in that universe? I would.
Yeah, I think it's taken on a life of its own now.
Yeah,
we've got like our little following, SPASM GANG.
Yeah.
They've got the black cut-offs like us, and there's a lot of them come here this year, and they'll all be out in force tomorrow in their jackets.
Is that your following?
Yeah.
Could you give us a description of what's the name of it, and how they describe their jackets? Because that's pretty exciting.
It's they're called the SPASM GANG.
Spasm?
Yeah.
SPASM GANG.
Black, same as we wear on stage, black cut-off denims with back patch and the name patches on.
Is that something they got or you got from Turbojugend, sort of?
No.
No, not really. It's more fucking... like lots of bands have a uniform, really. It wasn't really a turbo thing. It was more...
But it's the old school 60s biker thing, you know? It's kind of where I was looking at it from.
Riding bikes and choppers and big choppers. Austin's like into his bikes, you know, and it's more that. It wasn't really... It
kind of happened by accident,
It was so not turbo. It wasn't the turbo thing. It's weird.
Yeah, it wasn't an aspiration to copy the fact that the Turbojugend have their jackets. It was just I basically made my own Hip Priest jacket at one point that I wore a lot, and then it just ended up that we thought, oh fuck it, let's make one for each of us, you know. And we've always, like Nation of Ulysses and other bands that have a uniform look on stage, the Ramones, you know, and we kind of thought, fuck it, you know. We've never been one. We don't play on stage in other bands' t-shirts, things like that. When people are watching us, we want them to be thinking of like,
focusing on your look.
not what's that t-shirt he's wearing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Rocket, you know, like Oz says, you know, Nation of Ulysses, Rocket from the Crypt, the Ramones, all like the really fucking great bands like us. You know, everyone has a uniform. You should have, really. You know, it's that element that you have to look a bit like a cartoon.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah,
it's pop music, really,
and the gang mentality thing. Yeah, when we go out as a band, we go out as a gang, and it's like us against everyone else, you know. And if we play on bills with other bands, we just want to fucking destroy them, you know. And that's our little gang mentality. So, and the SPASM GANG kind of bought into that and started following it. And
well, that's interesting. How do you say the relation between the Spasms and the Turbojugend? So there will be some members appearing tomorrow at the gig. And they probably have met before, the gangs, the Turbojugend gang and
to
the
be
Spasm
fair,
gang.
most of them are already here wearing their Turbojugend jackets.
All right.
So my great disappointment.
All right.
So then tomorrow they won't be wearing their Turbojugend jackets; they'll be wearing their Hip Priest jackets. So.
Hopefully, otherwise they're kicked out of the SPASM GANG.
Yeah, we sacked them.
So already said, what you doing wearing that fucking blue denim?
So I understand that
black denim's so much better when it's so hot, isn't it? Yeah.
That's why mine's in the hotel room.
And my blue.
So how do you keep the administration of the of your jackets? Because I understand that, and I know that in Turbojugend you have the Jugendwart and have like a whole like a machinery of administration behind the warrior names and everything. Is that the same thing with yours? It's more like random or not as controlled?
Everyone gets a number because they get a membership card as well, which is really good for cutting up drugs.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And so everyone gets their membership card, which is numbered, and then I just keep, I sort of do the admin of it and log every one of.
So everyone joins and they get like a whole patch set, but we don't make jackets. Everyone has their own black jacket and makes their own.
Gets their mum to sew their patches on.
What do you recommend? A certain brand of jackets?
Levi's always.
Levi's always.
Black Levi's.
Yeah. We've heard that before. Levi's is a good brand. And used to be the brand of the Turbojugend cousin.
So what are the issues, or what do we have to do to get in the gang?
You just go on the. We've got an online Big Cartel merch store. You just sign up on there. It's £20 and you get your patch set, your membership card. We have a private Facebook group just for SPASM Gang, where, like when we were doing the album, we were giving them clips from the studio. All these kind of things that other people don't see.
And everyone gets like limited stuff, like the new album's coming out next week, and
we've done a special limited edition
actual
version.
Handmade, painted covers, numbered,
Yeah.
and their own patches and everything, which is only just for them, really.
But it's pretty much easy to get in. I mean, it's just $20. You
Yeah.
don't have to clean their toilet or stuff.
Well, you just have to
Give us
That's more human than the Turbojugend, right?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Where you have to be like
All they
the
have to
total
do-
slave for your president.
Well,
I think that's a call. That's a
I
call.
think you can spend
Invest
like
$20.
you can spend like $90, or you can just wank us off and get some.
Give us some drugs.
Right. So, that's sort of interesting, but lots of similarities I was not aware of, obviously. But thank God we can share it with the audience. So let's talk about your album and your music itself. How many albums have you guys been doing?
This is the third one.
Yeah.
It's the third one.
In which period of time?
6 years.
First album came out in 2007. And so there's been a few changes since then, So there's been a compilation, 5 singles last year, which is pretty mental. And new album now.
Yeah, let's give it a plug. Tell us about it.
It's called Black Denim Blitz, and it is the party album for the most fucked up, nihilistic, horrible, hateful, sexy cunts in the world ever.
Oh.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, if anyone's ever listened to any decent rock and roll, it's fucking loads better.
Right.
It's really good, yeah. Well, obviously,
We put a lot of
every
fucking,
cunt in every band always says their new album is good, and it's so fucking boring, but I'm not lying. It's really good.
we put a lot of fucking blood, sweat and tears into it, to be fair. We kind of really wanted this to be our fucking pinnacle album, really.
Yeah, it's like, the Stooges had Raw Power, the New Bomb Turks had,
Destroy Your Boy.
No, I wasn't going to take Destroy Your Boy. Rocket from the Crypt had, just be honest, Turbo had Apocalypse Dudes, and now we've got Black Denim Blitz, really, which is...
I'm happy to hear it because I will buy it instantly without hearing it before. So
And I can only imagine that you're not buying CD.
no vinyl.
Oh, he's a vinyl guy.
Man
That's
after
it.
my own heart.
And we're really into our vinyl, so it's limited. We always do like special copies. There's a kind of marbled white and grey version. There's a gold version, which is really
I
nice.
can see some ejaculation there
So,
sitting across.
a couple of different covers. It's nice. I mean, it's
We're
meant-
record
it's meant to be
collectors as
cool.
well, so we want it to look fucking good.
That always helps. That always helps. So it's out next week, which is the beginning of.
The 11th of August is the official release date.
And
but,
where can people get it?
through our Big Cartel store online. If you go onto the Facebook page, there'll be a link to the Big Cartel store. We're actually selling, even though it doesn't come out for a week, we're like it's the launch gig tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And we've got copies on vinyl, and hopefully the CDs are here if Chuck's got them. And we've got the new album T-shirts and everything. So we thought, it's an honour to be asked to come back and play World Jugend Target again. So we thought, well, fuck it, we'll launch it a week early. So the Jugend, they've supported us, so we'll pay them back the favour, and they can get the album a week before anyone else can.
Yeah. That sounds like a plan. I mean, there's also where the Turbojugend helps. I mean, if you have similarities with the fans and also with Jugends and your army, so to say, so that the SPASM, so that helps definitely selling. So I think we got that point pretty much across, that Turbojugend following or being into that around that epicenter of Turbojugend truly helps. But on the other hand, you want to be still your own band.
Yeah, I mean, we went to the USA last year, and it's great, but a lot of the gigs were sorted out by Turbojugend, which is great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I can't complain. And it's good that there's an audience there, but it isn't. There's lots of other people there as well.
Yeah, so you don't want to be that. You don't want to have it like only one-sided Jugend or your army.
No. Just free for all, everyone.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Right, so I like to conclude on the interview. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you very much.
We give a big shout out and the plug for your album. It's out August 11th. Get it on your website. You can get it on Self-Destructo in the States.
Yeah. Various Nobles Records in Europe, Strange Magic Records. There's 6 different labels doing it, which is really cool. Cargo in the UK distributing it. And just buy it.
Yeah, just buy it and make those guys fucking rich.
Or your life will be...
So they can buy us beers all the time.
I'm sorry, the gold one is sold out.
Yeah.
I buy everything today.
Buy it.
The gold one's not ready yet.
Shit.
Yeah, but he has money enough to buy it. We are sure of that.
Your life will be shit if you don't buy it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
The Hip Priests, Blowing Us Away.
Our favorite song.
Our favorite song, Blowing Us Like the Wind.
Just like you said.
Or blowing us like you do.
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add. That's a good...
Blow me.
That's a good way of putting it. Another thing we should be at least mentioning is that, and this is another discussion going back to the first episode of Turbojugend Radio. This everlasting thing with Turbojugend and Nazis, and yes, I think we all have been over that, and everybody seemingly knows that we will not accept Nazis or any right-wing behavior within the Turbojugend. That's basically all clear.
But for some reason, it seems to be necessary, though it's getting everyone tired, to repeat it every once and, I don't know, couple of 2 years or 3 years, to mention at least we're a fucking punk rock fan club, and that has nothing to do with all that right-wing shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have the impression that too many right-wingers want to get in, but...
Not at all.
But for the past few weeks, we've had numerous occurrences where people, like Turbojugend people, were putting Nazi symbols on their jackets, or some of them even posting anti-Jewish stuff on the internet. Two different things. I understand that, because I would assume, and I probably can assume, that putting some little bit right-wing, like military stuff on your jacket can be regarded as provocative and cool.
I guess the one thing is to play with the aesthetics, to say like the band did, which is to a certain level understandable or makes sense, like Sid Vicious wearing a swastika t-shirt or whatever. That discussion is old. But the other thing is, if you represent like your own political opinions, for example in the social media, you should take care that you quote it as yours and not like from your chapter or from your Jugend. So if you make statements about the whole Israel-Palestina-Hamas conflict, you should be aware that if you do that on a chapter-based way, it affects everybody. And everybody is entitled to have their own opinions. And this is one thing. The other thing is playing with the aesthetics and putting on the old SS skull like Euroboy did and doesn't anymore. It is a thing that might have worked in former times when the attention was not so big towards the Jugend. But nowadays, I think it's it's important to make a clear statement, which we just had. If the band says, the band is, for me, still like the main authority that says like, yeah, it was like this the one way in the old days and now it's another way. It's important to just make a statement and say like, we're against like all kind of extremism and right-wing Nazi whatever shit, just to make sure there are no misunderstandings.
So we all understand the basic principle of punk rock to shock people and to get them sort of out of their way of thinking, and it used to work, and also back in the 70s when Sid Vicious was doing that. But don't forget that back in the day when Sid Vicious was putting on a swastika t-shirt and swastika armbands.
And that was before the war.
Yeah, and before the war, no. But after that, there was still, this was a different time, because back in the 70s, there was like the main media covering it, and okay, they dealt with it, and Sid Vicious was the only person who was capable or could answer that. Yeah. Nowadays, you just picture a kuta with, or various kutas with some right-wing symbols on it. I mean, in Germany, you practically cannot get it, but in other parts of the world, as in the USA and as in Northern Europe, or any other country besides Austria, basically, it
has a different weight if
in Germany,
or in the countries beside Germany that the Germans try to occupy, for example, they might react different to those. I say aesthetics because you might put like a skull or a similar skull like the SS skull. Oh, what the fuck? Anything. We had discussions about the Southern State rebel flag as well, and that depends pretty much on where you are and what connotation that has. So just be aware and keep an eye on it.
Yes, because everything that's on a Turbojugend will be on the internet, and the internet, the swastika has a different meaning in Europe if you post it in Germany. Even it has a different meaning if you post it in Germany or in Hungary or in Denmark or in India or in the States. It's a different meaning. Or in the same thing, if you post this like the Southern flag from which Jugends in the US or generally are using, it has definitely a different meaning back over there in the US
exactly.
And back there in Europe. So that's why that's exactly the reason why the band Turbojugend has decided not to use, and even Euroboy on that high stage has decided not to use the SS cap anymore, which they were using as a punky, provocative, cool stage item on Euroboy's head, right. But by no means that we just found out that the Turbojugend, as big as it is now, and it has been growing over the last years, we've decided, or we've discovered that the Jugend is so big at the moment, or it's still growing, that you really have to take care and deal with all those issues in a very different way than maybe 10-15 years ago.
Things change, and still it seems to be necessary to repeat this discussion. In a way, I'm tired of that as well. And basically it should be clear to everyone that we have nothing to do with all those small Nazi bastards. I'm really sick of it, because the discussion is as old as provocation itself. But it seems to be necessary, and sometimes it's just good to talk about things, and instead of pointing fingers, maybe just have a talk and just keep an eye on each other.
But the thing is, we just want to point out that be aware that everything you do in the streets of Hamburg, in the streets of whatever, Oslo, Madrid, Milano, or Vienna,
the whole club.
It affects the whole club, because everybody has a mobile phone and everybody takes pictures, and those pictures will be sent around the world in a matter of seconds.
I've heard of that new thing that they call internet, and that didn't exist in the times of Sid Vicious.
Yes,
I heard, because that was before the wars, I guess. I've got to read the book for that. But nowadays, as so many people watch what you do on the internet and maybe not even comment, it might be a good idea to be clear in what you say, what's cool and what's not cool.
Yeah, and basically take care of what you say and what messages you give across the internet just by the image, because honestly the times have changed, and there's not, and with the medias that are available right now, there's nobody takes his time to listen to somebody explaining on why and how he did it.
People don't even ask. But
no, because it's too fast. Everything is just go to the Turbojugend Facebook group, and I mean there are like 1 million messages in 5 minutes. So nobody will ever take the time to research and ask and get behind the topic. So we contrary to the times maybe 10 years ago, even 10 years ago, there was still the internet, but Facebook was not as big.
It was called MySpace in those days, I guess.
Yes, yeah, that sure is right. So people will not reflect and try to dig deeper. Those times are over. So you have to be pretty plain in what you state. And the statement that the band actually put out was no Nazi shit on your kutis and no right-wing shit on your kutis, no way. And even the band reacts to that. So
I guess we can close with that, because that is the point, just that. And we will repeat this discussion again in 2 years. So we just save this dialogue and repeat it in 2 years, because it will be a topic, like you see, I don't know, it's a sensible time. Like conflicts all over the world are changing and growing, and so it will not be the last time that we talked about that. It might be necessary from time to time, and
and another thing that summing up, I would like to point out that it's very important. I mean, those ambassadors, which you guys might know about, they should be steering the Turbojugend within time, like within the next time, to point those things out. But it always comes down to the fact that every Jugend member on this planet should forever keep those values and look around in his own Jugend. If it's a Czech Republic, if it's Argentina, if it's Peru, if it's LA, or if it's some small city in Canada, everybody should really be taking care of the good customs and the good way of behavior and political behavior within the Jugend, because the ambassadors cannot steer the whole world, and they don't even want to do that.
It's not their task. It's just like the basic thing. Keep your shop clean. That's it.
Yes, and look out for other people around you, and make sure that Turbojugend is this very nice place that it has been and hopefully will forever be.
Amen.
Also, amen. Also especially concerning the political aspect of it. Okay.
That's exhausting.
It's exhausting, definitely. So finally we get to a nicer topic.
Nazi punks, fuck off.
Nazi punks, fuck off. And I got the chance to talk to the Turbojugend Kopenhagen. For all you guys who missed it, the MVP segment, the most valuable patch of the month segment of last month. And finally we got one more. We're going north.
Looking forward
to Copenhagen.
DMVP, the most valuable patch of my Kuta.
Another MVP, another beautiful patch in my hand as I'm standing here with Max Load from Turbojugend Kopenhagen. And maybe you can just briefly describe the patch for the listening audience, and then I would like to go into that fancy and really interesting details.
Yeah, well, the patch is it's black primarily, and it has some blue around it. And you see two polar bears, and one of them has like a leather vest, and the other one has, I don't know what it's called in English, but it's like
like what wrestlers would wear, or gay, or those are, I see it. Those are gay bears, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then one of them has a mustache, and the other one has sideburns, and you have like the icebergs in the back. That's, well, they're pretty much cocks.
Oh yeah. Those are cock-looking icebergs.
Yes, exactly.
That's beautiful. And the turbo, what is that? Okay, bipolar.
Yeah, it's actually we thought it was funny because they are polar bears for one, and then bipolar. This it's a mental it's a mental disorder, that's not funny in itself, but because they are like gay polar bears, so bipolar, we thought it had like a funny double meaning. And of course we're from Scandinavia, not that there are any polar bears in Scandinavia.
Everybody knows there's polar bears walking the streets of Copenhagen. Everybody knows that.
That's it. That's not a secret anymore.
So that's how we came up with the idea. So we thought it was funny to.
Yeah, it is definitely funny. But what is Turbojugend?
We make the dreadful douches in the first, like in the capital letters. And Copenhagen is because there is a chapter already called Copenhagen, so we couldn't get that name. So
Copenhagen with umlaut is so much more rock and roll.
It is. That's why I call my Jugend Sängerknabe instead of Sängerknabe. I mix up the with the Norwegian So I thought it's rock and roll too.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like a Motorhead. They have that as well. in their logo. So yeah, we thought it was funny. It was rock and roll, in our opinion.
What? How, just describe the death punk scene of Copenhagen. Is Copenhagen a death punk town? Is there lots of music things going on?
Nah, yeah, Copenhagen is not that much of a rock and roll city at all, actually. But we are trying to raise the flag and wave it around and
the polar bear,
stick it up people's asses.
Yeah, well, we do have some rock clubs there, but and I would say that they are. They often has they do have concerts quite often in high voltage, for example, and but I wouldn't say as Eric just said, it's not like it's not a rock town. I wouldn't say that.
How many Jugends are in Copenhagen? How big is the scene there?
We're in our Jugend we are like 9 or 10.
We are 9.
Yeah, 9.
And then there is this one called Copenhagen. But
we never met them.
But we don't see them. We don't know who they are really.
Oh yeah. So then probably not active then.
I don't know. No, I don't think they're that active. We haven't seen them. And then there is another one, but I think it's just one person who made a chapter, and we haven't seen that as well.
Might have passed away or gone with the polar bears.
Yeah.
But I think that we're the only really active.
Polar bears.
Yeah, we might be the only real active chapter in Copenhagen right now.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good to know. And as Rowdy, wow, that's a hard warrior name. Rowdy's Sphincterrupture. Can you say your name?
Rowdy Sphincterrupture.
Oh yeah. So I understand that you are not only a gifted punk rocker and a good-looking lad, but you also do like lots of rock and roll jewelry, right?
Yeah, that's how I make my living. I make custom kick-ass jewelry.
Yeah, it is kick-ass, and I own a really nice piece of your jewelry.
Thank you.
It is in silver. You made me very happy. So there's also another shameless plug. If any Jugens, you want some specific stuff in silver or gold, or platinum, or whatnot,
or diamonds,
Did you show your ring, by the way?
Yeah, it's a very beautiful ring, and I sort of have a close relation to that. So, but there's a shameless plug. If you guys are interested in the rock and roll rings and jewelry, he's your man.
Check it out.
He ships it easily. He just drops it in the mailbox, and then he sends it all over the planet, right?
But check out Rock and Gold Copenhagen.
rockandgoldcopenhagen.com.
No, on Facebook.
On Facebook, yeah. So you'll find that. I'll post it on the Turbojugend Radio Facebook group as well.
And there is one thing that Eric didn't tell. Actually, he's actually a rock star as well.
Oh, really?
He doesn't. I don't know why you didn't tell them, but actually, he used to be in a very great band.
Back in the 80s.
What was the name?
Stillborn.
Is that what music did you do?
It was like more doomish, Black Sabbath-ish. Typo Negative came and stole our whole thing afterwards.
All right, those guys did it. So you're retired now, and you're just doing rock and roll jewelry now. Yeah, but thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for the patch, which is going to make this month's MVP. So I thank you very much, and enjoy your time here.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Just guess once who's in charge of that thing. It is the man hanging out with me right now.
That must be me. We have in Turbojugend Opladen we have all 3 month a meeting, an adventure, and this time our Stammtisch, as I might say, is a hiking day. I guess we've been talking about where comes this hiking tradition from, and I guess
I'm not German, so I'm entitled to say it is pure German. No, well, it's.
I try to remember as far I can. It was something that occurred in school. There was one day during the school year where you didn't have to hang out in the classroom, but you went for, I don't know, some hiking, whatever, through the woods, climbing up some rocks, wherever. And, well, we kind of adapted that and planning to bring some typical military marching music and backpacks full of beer. And maybe wearing nothing but boots and our kutis. And
so you're literally thinking about hiking naked?
Probably. Yes.
Just for all the US Turbojugens out there, just maybe text me or just write me a message if you sort of find the possibility, because probably in the US you will get shot for that.
Yeah, this is why we're lucky that we're not living in the US and planning this kind of. Now maybe we will be wearing pants. I don't know yet. Depends on the weather as well.
Boring.
Anyway, there's this new thing coming up they call internet, and if we go hiking naked, we will have pictures all over
Facebook
the
will
web
ban you.
immediately.
But the thing is, honestly, me being from not from Germany, living in Germany, but being from Austria, we also have this. There's a big shout out going to a really big guy from Turbojugend, Sauerbrunn, Bad Sauerbrunn, as I might add. Some of you guys might know him. It's the sprechende Palme. Unfortunately, he has not been to Hamburg, but he's like a really tall dude. It's 2 meters. Well, I know his size.
Like 3 or 4 meters.
It's 2 meters and 10 centimeters, which is probably around 7 foot.
Let me put it like this: if it's cloudy day, you can't see his head.
Yes, his name is Sprechende Palme, and I adore him. And it's like the talking palm tree, and he also does that in his the area around Austria, Lower Austria, even Burgenland. He also has a hiking day, so that might be
meet in the middle.
Yeah, walk to Munich and walk there.
We'll make it a hiking week.
Yes, but for some reason, Germans and Austrians do like the hiking, and even do it. It's kind of strange to me, but me being never liked hiking at all. But it seems to be a German-Austrian thing, hiking with the Turbojugend.
Yeah, but I don't know. You can put it in a black metal context as well. You walk through the forest alone, drinking beer.
But I think drinking is
the Dark Lord.
Because in Austria they all drink, all what they do, they're not drinking beer, but they drink wine while hiking.
But does it have to do with Satan or not?
No Satan.
That's it.
Jesus Christ, maybe, because Austria is a Christian country.
Oh, fuck. All right.
But okay. What else can we add to that? So there will be a Turbojugend Opladen hiking day on the 27th of September.
Right.
So you're German Jugends, maybe the French Jugends can join. Will be an extravagant extravaganza because there are also women walking naked.
Hopefully,
but can we care less? We care about the boys mainly. And but this is one big fall event. Apart from that, I noted quite a few other events. Oslo Bloodbath, we've talked about that. Apart from that, on the 8th of November, we'll be having the...
Did you say Snowember? That's a nice name.
It is a Snowember. Did I say?
Yeah.
Must be the beer talking. It's the 50th women intruding of Berchtesgaden in Germany. It's close to Salzburg. Between Munich and Salzburg, there's a new chapter advancing in Bavaria. It's close to Salzburg. There will be a Denim extravaganza in Berchtesgaden, close to Salzburg. An awesome flyer. Check on the internet. And apart from that, on the 22nd of November, the Speedfest.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Will be taking place.
That's a classic.
It's a real classic. It's going to be taking place in Eindhoven in Holland, and there were the lineup. The headliners at least. I mean, not at least, but the headliners are kicking ass. It's Turbo Negro.
I've heard of those. That's
Turbo Neger.
That Nazi band.
That band with the Nazi skulls on their heads. They will be headlining, and joined by Peter Pan Speedrock from Holland, from Eindhoven.
Haven't seen them in a while. I must go just to see them, I guess.
Yes, and then my personal co-favorite are the Addicts, UK-based magician.
Those young guys are going to be big, I tell you.
Yes, and those Addicts they will be having a punk rock magician show, so they will be kicking at least my ass.
I hope to see someone being put in 2 halves by a saw.
Yeah, maybe. Let's ask for them crucial people in Turbojugend. Maybe they will be sort of part on the stage. The one wearing the Turbojugend Nazi patches on the jacket. No, just kidding.
Drenched in blood.
Drenched in blood. No, the Speedfest is going to be taking place in Eindhoven and in Holland on 22nd of November. This should be a blast. Get your tickets now.
No, it's Snowember.
Snowember, Turbo Negro, Peter Pan Speedrock,
and the Addicts.
And I don't know how many different other bands will be joining this extravaganza as well. So get your tickets right now. Not too expensive, but it should be a pretty cool party and extravaganza. Since I know that pretty cool people will be there.
Like you and me.
I don't know if I'm cool. At least I'm old. And I have a new haircut. No, not a haircut, but I try to wear my hair like you do.
You have a haircut.
I finally have a haircut.
I may be princess.
You are the princess. Tia, this was September. This was the September episode.
Of Turbojugend Gadio.
Of Turbojugend Gadio. And finishing off will be the busiest, probably the busiest man on his family. The Bengal. But still, he found enough time for doing the cream puff of the month, and I don't even know who's gonna be it, but I'm pretty sure Bengal.
Bengal is an angel.
Bengal is an angel, and he will be giving the best music to your rear ends.
We're waiting for that.
Thank you, Bengal. We still love you, even though you have a family.